Have you ever wondered why some of your prayers seem delayed? Have you ever felt disappointed when a door you desperately wanted to open suddenly closed? Perhaps you worked hard for an opportunity that never came, or you asked Allah for something with all your heart, yet the answer was different from what you expected. In those moments, it is easy to feel confused, discouraged, and even question why things are happening the way they are. But what if those delays, closed doors, and unexpected challenges are not signs that Allah has abandoned you? What if they are signs that Allah is protecting you? Many people become discouraged when a door they desperately wanted to walk through suddenly closes. It may be a job they prayed for, a business opportunity they worked hard to achieve, a relationship they hoped would last, or a plan they carefully prepared. In those moments, disappointment can feel overwhelming because we naturally focus on what we have lost rather than what we may have been saved from. As human beings, our vision is limited to what is in front of us. But Allah's knowledge extends beyond the past, present, and future. He sees every consequence, every hidden danger, and every outcome that remains invisible to us. Sometimes the things we desire most are not truly beneficial for us. What appears attractive on the surface may carry unseen difficulties, heartbreak, stress, or spiritual harm. A person may think that a particular opportunity will bring happiness, wealth, or success, while Allah knows it could lead them away from peace, faith, or safety. When Allah closes a door, it is not always a sign of rejection. Often, it is an act of mercy that protects us from situations we would later regret. Think about the moments in your life when something did not go according to your plan. Months or years later, you realized it was actually for the best. Many people look back and discover that a failed opportunity prevented them from entering a harmful environment. A missed relationship protected them from emotional pain. A delayed success taught them lessons they needed before receiving a greater blessing. What once seemed like a setback eventually revealed itself as a gift. Faith requires trusting Allah even when His wisdom is not immediately clear. It means believing that every event happens with purpose and that Allah never makes mistakes. The believer understands that Allah's decisions are based on perfect knowledge and infinite wisdom. While people judge situations by appearances, Allah knows what lies beneath the surface. He knows the conversations you never heard, the dangers you never saw, and the outcomes you could never predict. When a door closes, instead of allowing frustration to dominate your heart, remind yourself that Allah may be redirecting you towards something better. Every closed door creates space for a new path. Every disappointment carries a lesson. Every delay contains wisdom. The protection of Allah is often hidden at first, but with time, patience, and trust, its beauty becomes clear. Waiting is one of the most difficult experiences a person can face. When we pray sincerely for something and do not see immediate results, it is easy to become impatient. We live in a world where people expect quick answers and instant success. Yet Allah's plan does not operate according to human impatience. His time is perfect, even when it feels slow from our perspective. What we often see as a delay may actually be a necessary part of the journey that Allah has designed for us. Many people assume that if their dua has not been answered quickly, Allah has forgotten them or their request has been denied. This way of thinking can lead to frustration and sadness. However, a delay does not mean Allah is ignoring your prayers. Allah hears every word you say, knows every desire hidden within your heart, and understands every struggle you face. The fact that something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. It simply means that the right time has not arrived. There are blessings that require preparation before they can be safely received. Sometimes Allah is preparing the blessing itself, and sometimes He is preparing you. A person may ask for success, but first needs patience, wisdom, and maturity to handle that success properly. Someone may pray for a certain opportunity, but Allah knows that receiving it too early could create difficulties they are not ready for. What feels like waiting may actually be a period of growth and development. Consider a seed planted in the ground. For a long time, nothing appears on the surface. It may seem as though nothing is happening at all. Beneath the soil, roots are spreading and becoming strong enough to support future growth. In a similar way, Allah may be working in your life in ways you cannot currently see. Just because there is no visible progress does not mean progress is not taking place. The believer understands that Allah's wisdom is greater than human understanding. Rather than becoming discouraged during delays, continue making dua, continue striving, and continue trusting. Every day of patience strengthens faith and deepens reliance upon Allah. Your waiting period itself often becomes a source of spiritual growth, teaching lessons that could not have been learned any other way. Some of the greatest blessings in life arrive after long periods of uncertainty. When they finally come, people often realize that the delay had a purpose all along. The timing was not random. It was carefully chosen by Allah, who knew exactly when that blessing would bring the most benefit, the greatest happiness, and the best outcome. Life is filled with challenges that often arrive without warning. One day everything seems to be going according to plan, and the next day you find yourself facing disappointment, loss, uncertainty, or hardship. During these moments, it is natural to ask why these difficulties are happening. Many people focus only on the pain they can see, but they fail to consider the possibility that Allah may be protecting them from something far worse. What appears to be a hardship today may actually be a shield against a greater difficulty that was never meant to reach you. Allah's knowledge is perfect and complete. He knows every path before it unfolds and every consequence before it occurs. While we can only see a small part of the picture, Allah sees the entire journey. There are dangers, problems, and harmful situations that exist beyond our awareness. We may never know how many times Allah protected us from accidents, betrayals, failures, or losses that could have changed the course of our lives. His protection often works quietly behind the scenes, beyond what our eyes can recognize. Sometimes a setback prevents a greater disaster. A missed opportunity may save you from entering an environment that would have harmed your faith, peace, or future. A financial struggle may teach you wisdom that protects you from larger mistakes later. A difficult experience may strengthen your character and prepare you for responsibilities that lie ahead. Although these hardships can feel heavy in the moment, they often serve a purpose that becomes clear only with time. Many people look back on painful chapters of their lives and realize that those experiences shaped them into stronger, wiser, and more resilient individuals. The challenges they once questioned became the very tools that helped them overcome future obstacles. What they viewed as punishment was actually preparation. What they considered a burden was actually protection. Allah was guiding them through a process they could not fully understand at the time. Trusting Allah during hardship requires faith. It means believing that His wisdom is greater than your understanding and that every difficulty carries meaning. The believer does not deny the pain of trials, but they refuse to believe that those trials are pointless. They understand that Allah is Al-Hakim, the most wise, and that every event occurs according to His perfect knowledge and wisdom. Even when life feels difficult, remember that Allah's protection does not always come in the form of comfort. Sometimes His protection comes through lessons, delays, challenges, and unexpected changes. The hardship you face today may be preventing a much greater hardship tomorrow. The obstacle in front of you may actually be a barrier that Allah has placed there out of mercy, guiding you away from harm and towards something far better than you can currently imagine. Patience is more than simply waiting for a difficult situation to pass. It is a powerful act of worship that transforms the heart and strengthens a believer's connection with Allah. When life is easy, people often become distracted by their routines, ambitions, and daily responsibilities. However, during times of hardship, uncertainty, and waiting, the heart naturally turns back to its Creator. These moments become opportunities to build a deeper relationship with Allah and develop a stronger sense of trust in His plan. Every challenge presents a choice. A person can either become overwhelmed by frustration and despair, or they can use the experience to draw closer to Allah. The believer chooses the second path. When answers seem delayed, they increase their dua. When they feel weak, they seek strength through prayer. When they feel lost, they turn to Allah for guidance. Through this process, patience becomes a bridge that connects the servant to their Lord. One of the greatest benefits of patience is that it teaches reliance upon Allah. Many people place their trust in their own plans, abilities, and expectations. While effort is important, true peace comes from understanding that ultimate control belongs to Allah alone. Patience reminds us that success does not come merely from human effort, but from Allah's permission and blessing. It helps believers surrender their worries to the one who controls every outcome. Patience also strengthens faith because it requires belief in what cannot yet be seen. The believer continues to trust Allah even when circumstances appear difficult. They continue to make dua even when answers have not arrived. They continue to hope even when results seem distant. This unwavering trust develops a level of faith that comfort alone could never produce. Difficult seasons often create the strongest believers because those seasons teach complete dependence upon Allah. Throughout Islamic history, the prophets demonstrated extraordinary patience during trials. They faced rejection, hardship, loss, and uncertainty, yet they remained steadfast in their trust in Allah. Their examples show that patience is not weakness, it is strength. It is the ability to remain firm in faith when everything around you is challenging. It is the confidence that Allah's wisdom is greater than human understanding and that His promises are always true. As patience grows, so does spiritual maturity. A person begins to see life's difficulties differently. Instead of viewing every hardship as a punishment, they begin to see opportunities for growth, purification, and closeness to Allah. Their heart becomes calmer, their trust becomes stronger, and their relationship with Allah becomes deeper. Through patience, believers discover that some of the most valuable moments in their spiritual journey are not found in times of ease, but in the moments when they chose to trust Allah despite not knowing what would come next.